Thank you very much. Hey, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world. We're happy to have you here, leaping and loving the lizards. Yeek, yeek. All right, just so everybody knows, I am an aspiring comedian, okay? So, like, I'm down here, I'm kind of like what you call a hoe. I'm giving it away for free, okay? I'm looking to get, like, on the streets, maybe a high-ends escort kind of thing where I'm getting paid for it. So that's my goal. So if I throw something out there and it doesn't hit you just right, it's okay. You're not paying me. It's fine. But tips are welcome. But like cash or credit, not like testicles or penises, I guess. Anywho, it's kind of cold outside. They're uptight. It's okay. We're going to keep moving. All right. As far as uptight goes, I got a little story for you. I was trying to figure out a really good revenge story for like an ex, and it's for an upcoming show. And I was like, okay, so revenge. The worst thing I could think that I did to my ex doesn't seem bad enough. It doesn't. Like, the worst thing I did was, okay. So I went on a little, anybody here go fishing on Plenty of Fish before? Yeah, a few fishermen in here? No fishermen? Okay, well, I went fishing, and I happened to catch my ex with a different picture, because I was catfishing. So I let him fall in love with me, and I told him that my dad had just died, and he had given me a boat, and I really needed somebody with a pickup truck to come and meet me at Lake Erie. Like, I'd have the boat set up so we could, like, hang out. It'd be a good time, first meeting and everything. We'd go, hey! And so I had him real excited. You know, I knew his secrets. I knew what he liked to hear because, you know, we were married. So I got him to come up, and he asked me if I'd watch the kids this weekend because, you know, he wasn't feeling good. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? Take care of yourself. I got you, Bo. And then, yeah, she wasn't there. He drove all the way up there, and he got stood up, and it's so messed up. And I thought that wasn't revenge enough, though. Like, people like mean stuff, right? So I'm thinking, my revenge story. I took my ex, right? And I was like, hey, you want to go for a hike? And he's like, yeah, I want to go for a hike, because that's how he talked. And so we go for a walk in the woods, and then I had some zip ties, and I like trip him, and then he falls down, and I like zip tie him because it's fun. He likes it. Yeah. He's like, oh, this is a new sexy thing, right? And I'm like, it totally is. And then I get the honey out, and I put it on his scrotum, and then I leave him there overnight. I'll check on him with a camera. Little motion sensor. It's sensitive down there. But then I'm thinking, you know, it'd be awful. Because when it gets cold, you know, guys, they get uptight, get right, because it's cold outside. Ladies, if you didn't know, when a man is hot and heavy, those suckers hang low, sweet child. They hang low. But when a man is cold, it goes uptight. So, like, if I did the whole bear scenario, and it was cold outside, that'd be murder. Because the bear would, like, try to dig for the honey. So, I imagine if I had a penis, that would hurt. The story would hurt, because I hear guys hurt when you talk about kicking them in the penis. And no, the balls. Balls are sensitive. Side story on the other side. Thank you. Other side story. Anybody in here ever been called a pussy? Nobody in here has ever been called that? You guys hang out with classy people. Okay, so I have heard people call people that before. A guy that I know had called his daughter that because she didn't like something. He's like, oh, don't be a pussy, go ahead and eat it. And I'm like, you just called your daughter something that every man craves. Well, not every man, but, you know, big percentage of men crave it. And, you know, like, some guys worship it. So, I mean, it's not awful to call her that, I guess. But, like, what are you going for? So he corrected it. And then I thought a little bit more about it, you know? When you call somebody a dick, ugh, you're such a dick. Well, I mean, a lot of people like dick. Is that offensive? Is that actually being rude? I know, like, hey, you're a pussy. Yeah, eat me. Okay? Like, the derogatory terms we give power actually don't necessarily have power, right? Like, right. Exactly. They're strong, they're versatile. They, they get stretched out and come back kicking. Well, something comes out kicking sometimes. Anyway, yeah, but if you're gonna be offensive, if you're gonna disrespect somebody, I don't care if it's a man or a woman, the thing that you can say that would actually hurt somebody's feelings is ball sack. You know what? You're a ball sack. Yeah, it's not that you're not attached to something strong and amazing and wanted, but you're not it. You're not what's wanted. You're just the hanger-on that kind of like, I mean, not to say they're not great to play with. I'm sure everybody's enjoyed that once or twice, but really, they're scared. They're cold. And now they've been disrespected. So, ball sack! Don't be a ball sack, you won't have no friends. Don't be a ball sack, you gotta act. We're gonna work on that one. That's part of the yeah. So, is there any other body part that people use in a derogatory term that we could necessarily change the thoughts on? Like a taint? Taint a problem? It holds people together? Yeah. Yeah. It's the in-between. Yeah. Some people like to massage it. Yeah. Yeah. No judgments, man. Yeah, I don't know a lot of things. I make up a lot of stuff. It's creativity that keeps the world moving. The brain and the genitals. There is a long, long, long distance between the brain and the genitals. They don't communicate very well. At all. Okay, the male and the female differences, the language barrier between human beings, all right? So as children, we're sent to school. It's nice, we get to learn how to talk and communicate with others, possibly better than we learned at home. You know, a person that knows a different language, that are bilingual, they have brains that I can't comprehend. I'm having a hard time with English. And then, as a human being, we're not only supposed to understand English, but human male English and then female English, because we don't understand each other. Does that make sense? Yeah. A man will come to me and say something directly, and he's right, but I'm going to explain it back to him, and he's going to think that means I think he's wrong, and I'm just putting it in like layman's terms because I feel stupid. I just want to make sure that you're saying what you're saying. If you're saying what you're saying, then I'd understand what you're saying, but if you're not saying what you're saying, then I don't know what's happening. And I feel like that happens a lot in my life. So, communication's important. Take time to learn to talk to the people around you, because they might not be saying what you think they're saying, okay? Perhaps we all should just be praying. I don't know. I'm just saying. He doesn't? Oh. Okay, well, he's within me. So, I'm going to leave on child abuse. I do not condone child abuse in any way, shape, or fashion, but you do sometimes need to beat a child. Not like badly, just scare them. Like, you're like, hey, 5, 4, 3. You don't want to know what happens at 1. And sometimes they don't want to know what happens at 1, and that's good. Yeah. I've had to scare mine sometimes. No, you didn't? That's good. It makes them stronger, because nobody else in the world's going to be nice to them. You know? The kids down the street are not going to be kind. You might as well be mean to them. That's good. Mine do too. Yay! Parenting score. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm going to take off. You have a wonderful evening. I've been Kidwell.